It's fast, it's furious, it's lightning on wheels. It's the legends of Roller Mania. You'll be on the edge of your seat as you experience some of the classic International Roller Skating League games from the 1980s, many featuring the legendary San Francisco Bay Bombers. And keep a pencil and paper handy. Later this hour, we'll tell you how you can order a copy of the official IRSL rules and get on the all-new Legends of Roller Mania mailing list. Without further delay, let's get down to the track for the start of today's action.
Penalty, no score allowed on the play. It will remain Pioneers 25, Dynamite 22. Penalty is on Jan Vallow. There's our infield camera as Vallow argues with referee Don Wesley, but she'll go to the penalty box. New York will be shorthanded. Here's the team lineup for the Midwest Pioneers. Number 52, Rosetta Saunders. 53, Dolores Holmes. 54, Rita Williams. 55, Connie Lehman. 57, the captain, Sandy Dunn. And 58 is Connie Sundin. Back reforming now for the next play. Start of each jam. The four jammers with the striped helmets must be at the rear of the pack behind the blockers. The blockers with the solid colored helmets. Red for the Pioneers, blue for the Dynamite. Two pivot skaters, both with black helmets in front of the pack. The first jammer that starts, that breaks out, starts the 60-second jam time running. There it is right there, Rosetta Saunders, the Midwest Pioneers, number 52. Dynamite so far without a jammer. There's the action in the pack. Pioneers three across the front trying to prevent the Dynamite jammers from getting out. They've done it so far. Now Vallow in the penalty box still trying to direct traffic from down on the infield. Penalty time is up. It'll be Sherry Eric, number 10, on defense for the New York Dynamite. Eric, the women's captain. Now on the outside, Rosetta Saunders trying to make a move on Eric. Eric watching at the rear of the pack. Saunders on the inside really gets a break. Calls it off. There are 4 New York Dynamite points on the play. Let's watch the replay of the biggest play of the night so far for the Dynamite. Chris Saunders coming up now. Eric runs into Dunn, and on the inside, Saunders tiptoes through about 8 inches of track work to the infield, but she got the points with a smile on her face, you see there. 29-22 now the score. The Pioneers lead the Dynamite. 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in the 5th skating period, the first period of the second half of action. First part of a big doubleheader here at the Oakland Auditorium Arena. Jam-packed house on hand. There's New York's Debbie Cole. We will be giving you the Dynamite roster shortly. There it is. Number 10 is the women's captain, Sherry Eric. Number 11, Pam Harrison. Number 13, Lupi Apodaca. Number 14, Lisa Beaver is out of action tonight. Number 15, Debbie Cole. Number 16, Gloria Nickler. And number 18, a former women's captain in her own right, Jan Vallow. Vallow normally will carry the pivot helmet in the game. Under 3 minutes now in the period. Jammers again starting out at the rear, working their way up. Here we've got the 60-second jam time starting. Pioneers number 54, Rita Williams, has company 2 New York Dynamite jammers behind her moving. Harrison and Nickler. Williams trying to skate it out here. Out number 2-1. Tries on the inside. They go down. It's New York with the lead jammers now. And it's called off by Harrison. There are 2 New York points, and so Rita Williams gambled in a situation she really need not have gambled in. Gave up 2 points to the opposition. And the Dynamite haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here tonight. They've got one there. There was a point by each jammer on that play, 29-24. Pioneers still with a comfortable 6-point lead as we hit the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes remaining here in the period. Sandy Dunn up in the rail for the Pioneers. There's Jan Vallow adjusting her helmet for the Dynamite. Vallow was Rookie of the Year back in 1958. She's been around this bank track for a lot of years. Coming up on a minute and a half remaining here in the fifth period. The pack is together, so we'll get one more complete jam underway. Dynamite, the jammer out number 10 there, captain Sherry Eric. And look out, here comes Rosetta Saunders for the Pioneers. Saunders moving up on Eric. And Eric really picking up the pace here. Eric trying to outskate Saunders as they move for the rear of the pack. And Eric moves for the protection of Jan Bello. But Saunders is cornered. Eric put down. Bello a block, another block. On Rosetta Saunders, down a block trying to get Bello out of there. Saunders a block puts Eric to the rail. Saunders the lead jammer. Number 52. Bello waits for Saunders. Saunders waits for Eric, puts her to the rail. Now Dunn trying to get a block back in there. Bello. Eric down. Saunders is by for one. Still going. Blocking on the inside. Saunders calls it off. And the Pioneers another big play. 3 points for Rosetta Saunders. And there is an ejected Sherry Eric on the infield and elated. Rosetta Saunders standing over here. Let's watch the replay now. Dunn a block back on Bello. There's Saunders' first point. Now Saunders looks back, sees her competitor Eric goes down, so she follows Sandy Dunn all the way through the inside. 32-24. The Pioneers lead the Dynamite by 8 big points. And we've got only 5 seconds left here, so time in the fifth period is going to run out. There's the buzzer. The men will be coming onto the track. Dynamite strategy session down on the infield. The score at the end of the fifth period, the Midwest Pioneers 32 and the New York Dynamite 24. We'll pause along the IRSL network. We'd like to welcome the fans watching this telecast in both Tulsa and Oklahoma City. And joining me right now, the Eastern Commissioner of the IRSL, Joe Mahady, and welcome to our microphone.
Well, hello, Ken, again. It's great to be back in the Bay Area.
And an exciting game here at the Oakland Auditorium.
Fantastic. I haven't seen this many people in a long, long time. Real good.
Okay, we've got a jam underway right now. And all 4 jammers out. It could get crowded here. Joe Perez, 52. Jerry Moyer, 54 for the Pioneers. The Dynamite, Tim Patton, number 11, the lead jammer here now. As they move on the rear of the pack, Charlie Gibson back on defense for the Pioneers, stops Patton. Perez, the lead jammer, number 52 for the Pioneers. There's Alvin Mallory of the Dynamite back. Jabbing elbow block on the outside, another block by Mallory. Perez still trying to dodge inside, outside. Gibson, meanwhile, keeping Patton back on that secondary. Each team trying to get a jammer in to score here. Mallory riding Perez high and back again. Now Gibson might be trying to get an assist in here. He goes after James Paul, but not in time to stop Patton. Patton went by him on the inside, calls it off. There will be 1 point for the Dynamite. Tim Patton scoring. 32-25. The score as the Pioneers lead is cut to 7 points. But Joe Mahady, now you've been watching the action out here. Let's watch the replay here on this play. As there's the action up in the pack. Now you see James Paul back there, and he was off balance in trouble. Gibson tried to get a block in on Paul and set a point up for his Pioneer jammer, but Patton got by him on the inside. Now we're back to the live action. Joe Mahady, the action tonight between the Midwest Pioneers and the Dynamite.
Incredible. I haven't seen this type of skating in a long, long time. I'm really excited to be here and watching these 2 teams in action.
Okay, here's the roster for the Midwest Pioneers. Number 51, Jesus Negron. 52, Joe Perez. 53, the coach, JoJo Stafford. 54, Jerry Moyer. 55, Taft Waters. 57, Bruce Eschner. And 58 is Charlie Gibson. Action on the jam. Both pivot skaters moving out as jammers now. And there's the coach of the Dynamite, number 17, James Paul. JoJo Stafford, the coach of the Midwest Pioneers, both on the jam. Block on an elbow, and that's all for Paul.
What a match, JoJo Stafford and James Paul. Quite a match.
It's really a battle.
Looks like JoJo's hurt there.
And he's going to be facing Alvin Mallory. Now it looks like James Paul's going to be coming back.
Yeah, James Paul wants him.
Okay, now here's where a slight case of overconfidence in the first half of the game hurt Paul. Yes. Let's see if he can handle the job defensively here. He goes down. Stafford on the outside. Neck and neck in that turn. Paul gets back up. Paul almost gave up a point. Paul to the infield. And Stafford hit, put down by Paul.
No score.
No score. Oh, James Paul almost lost a point on that play again. And sometimes, Joe, when you know, you're interested in proving yourself, getting back. You know, it's sometimes a gamble you shouldn't make.
That's for sure.
Now,
James Paul did a hell of a job. Watch this.
Now here's Paul, totally intent on Stafford. Hit the kick rail, tripped, went down to the infield. Stafford staggered out there. If he'd have had a stride, he would have been by Paul.
No score, right, on that play?
That's right.
Okay.
No score, but barely no score. 32-25. Here's the lineup for the New York Dynamite now. Number 10, Dave Perez. 11, Tim Patton. 12, Jim Jackson. 15, Mike Phillips. 15, Larry Stoll. 16, Alvin Mallory. 17, the coach, James Paul. And Stafford and
they're
Paul.
at it again.
I'll tell you. Referees separating them again. We got 8:15 left on the clock here.
That New York Dynamite team is quite a strong team. I'm surprised.
It's really, on paper, they look like Dynamite, but tonight they've played catch-up to the Pioneers the whole night long. There's referee Hugh Kendall trying to get the pack back together out there. View from our infield camera. Under 8 minutes in the period.
Looks like Alvin Mallory's jamming.
Mallory, of course, a former member of the Bay Bombers.
Terrific jammer, terrific all-around skater.
Felt he had more opportunity on this team. And, of course, Dynamite did that back when they had their expansion draft, joining the league.
Right.
Jammers dropping back at the rear as they must behind the blockers. There's the whistle. The pack is formed. The jammers may start to move up. The first jammer to actually break out will start the 60-second jam time running. Outside, it's Joe Perez, number 52, to start it. Charlie Gibson with a pivot helmet, and Perez is going to give it to Gibson.
Quite a whip.
Gibson
Look at that.
in trouble. Here comes Mallory. Shoulder block on the inside. Elbow block by Mallory.
Oh!
Gibson losing that battle.
Looks like he's going to face Joe Perez, I think. Oh, no, he's not.
All right. Here again, you got a case where somebody who came out second best in the jam is going to be back to try their luck on defense. Gibson on defense. Mallory, the man that can score.
The crowd wants to see him score. The crowd wants to see him.
Okay, elbow block on the outside. And an elbow by Gibson. Gibson in ungainly style out there, but he knows what he's doing.
Oh!
James Paul back with a block takes Gibson out, so Mallory's got a point. He'll go for more. Mallory on the inside, picks up a couple and calls it off. There are three New York Dynamite points then. Very happy Alvin Mallory scoring.
Alvin has quite a smile on his face. He should be pretty proud.
Okay, let's watch the replay again, but 32-28, they're still 4 points down. Let's not celebrate yet. Here's a well-played maneuver. James Paul takes Gibson out. Now Mallory looks back, sees there's no opposing jammer, so he goes for the extra points. Here's Charlie Gibson, Tap Waters up in the rail, talking over what went wrong on the last play.
What did go wrong? Looks like somebody wasn't paying attention there.
Well, that's it. Just, you know, you're asleep at the switch. You're intent on following the actions of that jammer that's behind you, and you don't pay attention to what's happening in front of you.
It's offense and defense at the same time. That's the name of the game.
It's what's happening is you're being blindsided, but it's not that you're being hidden by another skater. You're being blindsided by your concentration in the wrong place.
Right.
Okay, the pack together now. We've got jammers moving up again. On this jam, it'll be Alvin Mallory, number 16 out. Here comes Charlie Gibson, and here we go again. Gibson a knee block, a series of elbows. Gibson the lead, waits for Mallory. He wants to finish him off. Elbow block, and he does. Mallory, a look of disbelief on his face. Charlie Gibson, the track to himself now. Remember that pivot helmet on. He is acting as a jammer, all the rights of a jammer.
All right, James Paul and Alvin got something going now. Let's see what happens here.
We shall see. Mallory will defend.
Oh, Mallory wants him.
Okay, now, this didn't work for Gibson. Let's see what happens when Mallory is trying to come back on defense. Mallory watching very intently. Gibson on the outside.
Oh, almost.
Almost went right over the top of Mallory. Gibson coming back in. I think Mallory will be ready for the side step.
Oh, right through.
He is outmaneuvered Alvin Mallory. James Paul missing a block. Time of the jam runs out. There are 2 Midwest Pioneer points. There's Alvin Mallory, very tired Alvin Mallory. Down on the track. I think really James Paul knocked the wind out of him, his own coach.
This New York Dynamite team can't afford this.
Okay, now here we see Gibson and Mallory as they are maneuvering. Gibson sidesteps, goes low to the inside. Mallory simply couldn't follow him fast enough. Now Paul, Gibson read that one coming. Went to the inside. Very easy second point. It's Alvin Mallory down in the infield. He'll let Jim Jackson take a try with a jam himself now. Back again reforming. Dynamite trying to battle back, but every time they pick up a couple, and it looks like they've got something going, and the Pioneers just...
All right, here's a double whip coming out. Whoa!
All right, the Dynamite, James Jackson, number 12 out. Pioneers 2 jammers out. Jackson the size of a lead. Let's see how long he'll gamble with it.
He just better hurry up there.
Dynamite's got to do something. They're behind.
All right, there it is.
The pack. They got the pack.
Oh.
All right, Jackson on the inside calls it off. There are 3 New York Dynamite points. So 34-31. They are within 3 of the Pioneers. They have not led in the game since the first period. And again, Joe, that's really been the surprise tonight.
That's real surprise. Here's a replay coming up.
All right, here's Jackson moving up now. There's a lot of teamwork in there blocking. They got to give him room on the inside.
And they do.
He's only got 1 shot at it because there are 2 Pioneer jammers moving up right behind him. And if he'd have tripped or hit the infield,
those other 2 jammers would have gone through.
That would have been a bunch of Pioneer
It would have been a
points.
disaster.
But when you're down and you have been trailing all night, you've got to start to gamble somewhere because you got to get back
That's
in the game.
That's right.
Jammers moving up.
They're fighting in the pack here.
Very important who has the lead jammer out because you control the play. And that'll be the Pioneers, Cap Waters. And now the Dynamite sending their coach, James Paul, out with the pivot helmet on. Paul in pursuit of Waters.
Oh,
And Waters decides to call it off. And that's really a wise move. You've got the coach of the other team coming out on you. You've got the lead. You're running time off the clock by killing the play.
True. But I don't like to see that. I like to see good hard skating. I don't like to see this.
Well, this is true, but again, I do understand the Pioneer strategy on that play.
Yeah, they're just wasting time.
You got a lead, sit on it. 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock.
3-point lead, right?
That's right, and it looks very much like the Pioneers will hand it over to the women for the 7th period with the lead on their side of the register. JoJo Stafford getting out of the way of somebody there. That looks like James Paul and Big Mike Phillips. And Joe, Phillips is somebody I wouldn't like to run into by accident.
No way.
He is a big man.
No way.
And now we got another rhubarb going up there on the rail. Officials trying to pull them apart. It's Alvin Mallory and Taft Waters. And Mallory is going to get the penalty as the aggressor here.
I think there's a fine there, too.
Gibson yelling at Mallory. And I don't think we're going to get another scoring play here.
Oh.
As they go after Gibson. Now that brings JoJo Stafford. And that brings everybody into it. And Joe Mahady, this is something that we don't like to see at all.
Yes, I keep hearing that. But when you got 2 teams in an important game like this, you just can't help it sometimes.
Well, the frustration of the New York Dynamite is very obvious here as they've been chasing the trail of a very fast express train all night long. And now they really aren't getting much closer to the caboose.
And it's still going on.
I imagine we'll also have team penalties here and most probably start the next period with both teams shorthanded. Well, time in the period runs out. The score at the end of the 6th skating period. The Midwest Pioneers 34 and the New York Dynamite 31, and we'll pause along the IRSL network. The Oakland Auditorium Arena between the Midwest Pioneers and the New York Dynamite. And the women coming out of the track now for the 7th period, their final in regulation time. And joining me, Mike's side right now, is one of the truly great veterans of the bank track, as long back as I can remember, and one of the few active skaters ever in the Hall of Fame, Ann Calvello. And Annie, welcome Mike's side with us.
Oh, thank you, Kenny. How are you?
Okay, good to see you up here. What do you think of this game and the New York Dynamite team?
Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, it's just, I can't believe it. Geez, the kids are doing fantastic, and the crowd's fantastic, and this is all new to me now.
Okay, Annie, I'll be right back to you after this jam now. Debbie Cole, number 15, is out for the Dynamite. Pioneers have Connie Lehman out, a long way behind. There's Debbie Cole, the lead jammer, setting the pace. It's up to the opposing jammer to play catch-up. You got to work a little harder to get where Cole already is. At the rear, Vallow will defend for the Dynamite. Sandy Dunn back for the Pioneers. Vallow block on the outside, Dunn a block on the outside. Each team a jammer trying to get in. Penalty time's up from the previous period. Both teams will be back at full strength now. Locking in there again, Dunn and Vallow very effective on defense. Pioneer jammer Lehman put to the rail there quickly. Vallow trying to get a block in there on Sandy Dunn and set up a point for Cole. Dunn gets out of it, blocks Cole back. 5 seconds, all that remains. Lehman back up as a Pioneer jammer. Blocked by Vallow, puts her to the rail. There's the buzzer. Time has run out in the jam. Well, Eddie, the frustration now for the Dynamite has got to be something out here. They have trailed all night long. They try to get a little rally going, and the Pioneers walk away with a big play, and they're 6-8 points out in the lead again. Now, that's got to be awful frustrating to be in that kind of a position.
Well, Kenny, like I guess what's this, one of the first games of the season, you know, and there's probably a lot of out of shape or in shape, but I don't know, like I said, I've skated against both Jan Vallow and Sandy Dunn. You just got to give them a chance now, and well, who's going to be home team and who isn't?
I don't know. They both want to win the game awfully hard. That's obvious, and for the Pioneers, it's been a case of things pretty much going their way tonight. Jammers moving up. Oh, Dynamite get a break. They got the lead jammer, Sherry Eric, number 10 and 54, Rita Williams for the Pioneers. Challenging on the inside. Has the lead over Eric. Eric setting the pace. Williams content to follow so far. At the rear, there's a Dynamite down. Eric did not have the lead. Walking at the rear of the pack now, number 52. Rosetta Saunders for the Pioneers. Pam Harrison on defense for the Dynamite. Each team a jammer trying to get in there. Harrison a block, puts Williams over the rail. Now Eric, the only jammer here, contending jammer, will have Harrison to help. And Eric trying to move on the inside. She's got 1 point over Dolores Holmes. So 34-32, the Dynamite edge ever closer to the impossible dream, the lead in this game. And Camilla, as you sit here and
I'm a nervous wreck.
You watch this game now. You were a rookie way back.
I was never a rookie, Kenny. Yeah, way back, yes.
Your first year was way back in 1948. This is a lot of years later. You've had every honor in the game, All-Star, Roller Derby Queen. You've had championship teams. You're in the Hall of Fame. Does the excitement for the game dim at all?
Not at all, Kenny. It's really funny. I was just driving over tonight with my daughter, and I was a nervous wreck, and she says, Mom, after all these years, but I still am, you know, I just love it. Every play.
Okay, now back on this jam, the Dynamite, the lead jammer out, Gloria Nickler. For the Midwest Pioneers, it's number 53, Dolores Holmes. Block on the inside. Holmes setting the pace. Pioneers lead at 34-32. At the rear, Sherry Eric will be there on defense for the Dynamite. It's Sandy Dunn on defense for the Pioneers. Each team a jammer trying to get in. Dunn puts Nickler to the rail. Eric blocking Holmes out, the Pioneer jammer. Block in there puts Nickler to the rail. Another block by Sandy Dunn. Neither team able to get a jammer in here yet. A lot of heavy defensive blocking. Sherry Eric for the Dynamite. Sandy Dunn for the Pioneers. And time running out here. Pioneer jammer put down on the track. And there was a penalty called on Sherry Eric of the Dynamite. There will be one Pioneer point scored. And with a little over 6 minutes remaining here in the 7th period, a timeout has been called on the track, with the Midwest Pioneers leading 35-32 over the New York Dynamite. We will pause along the IRSL network. Back to the action here in the 7th period in this Pioneer Dynamite game at the Oakland Auditorium Arena. Ken Kunzelman along with one of the truly great veteran Hall of Famer Ian Calvillo with us at Mike's side.
Hi, Kenny.
Okay, we've got another play underway here. 35-32. Pioneers lead by 3. They have the jammer out, Rita Williams, Pam Harrison for the Dynamite, Jan Vallow out, Sandy Dunn out, and the 2 pivots. Both, remember, have all the rights of a jammer here. Dunn put down by Vallow. Jan Vallow, veteran on this Dynamite roster, has the scoring duty on her shoulders as Sherry Eric in the penalty box. She's not on this jam. Giving some encouragement to Vallow. Dunn on defense. Vallow, a big gal to be out there on that jam, but she gets low through the inside and calls it off. 3 New York Dynamite points, and Ann Calvillo for the first time tonight. Since the first play when it was 0-0,
well,
they got it tied.
That Jan Vallow may be a big girl, but she's got one of the smoothest styles in the whole skating league. She can really move. It doesn't look like she's moving, but I know she is.
Well, she's in a situation right here where she can use her weight to her advantage going down the track to the inside.
That's right. You notice she didn't even go off the track neither. That's a sign of professionalism.
Well, you remember, Annie, when she was a rookie back in Rookie of the Year back in 1958. In those days, there were no pivot positions. And can you explain how that really changed the game, that where you with the pivots can be a safety valve for a team?
Well, it could be safety, too, and it could dominate who can do the jamming and the scoring, too, because I know we used to fight to get out on jams in those days.
Okay, we got the pack together here. Jammers moving up for another play. There's the New York Dynamite men's field down in the infield, very intently watching the action. They would like to have the lead handed over to them by the gals. It would be the first time tonight that that has been done. But one may wish anyhow. Dynamite have their captain out, Sherry Eric. Pioneers have Dolores Holmes in pursuit, number 53. They move towards the rear of the pack. Blocking at the rear now, Eric set to the rail. Vallow blocking for the Dynamite. Holmes, or Rosetta Saunders rather, for the Pioneers. And a warning, these blockers are more than 20 feet behind the pack. You cannot block defensively there. Pioneer jammer Holmes has been put down. A warning.